So my friend Jen Prohaska, who was just on our podcast, she's a friend of mine. She's who turned me on to subjectline.com. So I want to give her
nice.
full
Thank
credit.
you. Hi, Jen.
She's great copywriter, brand messages. Years ago, we were sitting together, we were working in a co-working space, and she came and she sat down next to me. And this was years ago. She's like, do you know what a UTM link? And I was like, no, what is it? And she's like, I don't know, but ask me in a week and I'll be an expert. And that is business ownership and marketing in a nutshell, right?
Yes.
Like what I tell clients is I'm not an expert in everything. I'm not. I'm an expert at learning things and figuring out how to apply them for you. And so that got me over the imposter thing all the time.
That's
not all the time, but I mean,
no, that's 100% right. Go figure it out and test and try stuff.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of years ago when I started doing these virtual events, these big virtual events, I literally had no idea what I was doing, like zero. And I also would go around and ask people their advice, and they gave me epically horrible advice. And they told me not to do it. It's the dumbest idea ever. But you just have to go and try and iterate and not be afraid to fail. And that's how you succeed. It's, you know, failing your way to success.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, we recently had an episode about falling forward. Just like, as long as you're moving forward, it's okay to fall flat on your face. Just keep going, right? That's how you learn. That's back to the failure conversation.
Right. Your first podcast episode is going to be your worst. Your first workout is going to be your worst. Your first newsletter is going to be your worst. You got to have a worst before you have a best. That's just life. Yeah.
I had a client show me like their whole Instagram feed, and they were like embarrassed about the beginning stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, she's like, should I delete it? I'm like, no, leave it in there. This shows, you know, your development as an organization. And I also have people all the time who come to me and they say, we need a new website or whatever. And they're embarrassed about their website. And they say, I'm so embarrassed because all the stuff on there is outdated or whatever. And I constantly am saying that actually is a sign that you've grown. That's a good thing. It's a good thing you've outgrown your website. It just means you've evolved and now you can do so much more. And so it's just time. There's no good or bad. So
totally. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.